I'm fixing to make me and Matt some breakfast. It's really a late breakfast. We've been up quite a while and I haven't made anything. So kind of taking an easy day today, enjoying kind of the rainy weather outside and just taking our time with today. So first of all, I'm going to make us some grits. I'm going to go ahead and get that started. A lot of people that watch our videos, especially those where I do maybe a big breakfast, they say, why don't you ever eat grits? Well, we do eat grits sometimes. We like grits. I've always liked grits. When I was a little girl, my Mama Marie, when I would stay with her, she would fix me grits. And I can even remember when my older brother Steve was there sometimes, she would ask us what we wanted. He wanted oatmeal and I wanted grits, and she would make both of them for us. Isn't that sweet? But I've always really enjoyed grits. So we do eat them. We don't eat them every day though, like some people do, but we do enjoy them. And recently, dear subscriber Kim sent me some stuff from Palmetto Farms. I think it's in South Carolina. Let me see. Yep, Aner. I'm probably saying that wrong, South Carolina. So they have a meal there, and she sent us several different things. We've really enjoyed everything, but especially the grits. They're really good. So they're just stone ground grits, all natural, gluten-free, non-GMO, and these are mixed, so they're yellow and white, and they're really good though. So I need to cook those about 20-25 minutes, something like that. If you cook grits all the time, you know you can do it to your desired tenderness or consistency or whatever. And I'm just making a half of what the directions say, because me and Matt don't need. I'm gonna make something else, so we don't need a whole lot of grits, but this will be plenty for both of us. And usually if you buy grits, if you've never made them before, it always tells you how to do it on the package. So I've got about 2 cups of water, and I'm gonna put about a half a cup of grits in there. If I could get you up close, I could show them to you though and show you what they look like. So there's your closer up look of what they look like with the yellow and the white. That's why it says they're mixed. I'll put those back in the container for next time. When it comes to grits, there's different varieties. Like this one is mixed. Sometimes they're just all white. You could get all yellow. You could get larger, coarser grits. You can get grits made from hominy, big hominy. Some people would call that big hominy was really the hominy that you ate, and then little hominy would be hominy grits because they've been made little, they've been ground up. So lots of different variations about grits, and I'm sure that some of you are really experts on grits. I know I like them, and I know a little bit, but that's about it. So let me get these back in the container. I don't want to waste any of them. And then we'll finish. The only other thing I need to put in here is I'm going to put just a pinch of salt. That's it. So let me get these over here on the stove. And I usually bring them to a boil and then like turn them down and let them simmer the rest of the time. You don't want them boiling that whole time, just kind of at a low simmer. Stir them every once in a while to make sure they don't stick on the bottom. You might need to add a little bit more water. You might not. That's just, again, that's kind of as you begin to cook grits or oatmeal or anything like that, any kind of porridge type thing, you learn the consistency that you like. Do you like it more thick or do you like it more runny? I like runny, so I may add some more water, but I'll just check it as it goes. And I will put a lid on it too. I have the grits simmering away over there, so they'll be cooking while I make the next thing, the only other thing we're going to have for breakfast. So it's one of the simplest recipes in mine and Jim's cookbook. There's a lot of simple recipes in here though, but this one is just really, really easy. And even though it's so easy, it looks really impressive and really pretty. So if you wanted to dress up and dress up one of your breakfasts like I'm doing, it's really tasty. But if you want to, like, thinking about like a brunch or even just for a snack or a dessert, it's really easy, but it's really kind of looks real pretty and impressive. Anyway, lots of good recipes in our book celebrating Southern Appalachian food. This one is plum and honey tart. Plum and honey tart. Now that sounds like, oh my goodness, that's going to be really difficult. Now it might be more difficult if you make your own pastry. I'm going the easy way out, so I've got my puff pastry over there. Katie made some puff pastry about a week ago for, I was actually making a chicken pot pie and I was going to put that on top of it, and she said, I'd like to try to make it. So she did, and it turned out really good, turned out really nice. It's more effort, of course, but if you want to do that, you can. You can certainly make your own. So what you need, though, is for the plum and honey tart, and I can link to this on the Blind Pig and the Acorn. It's a really easy recipe, but I can still link to that. So you need 1 sheet of frozen puff pastry. I'm actually just going to I'm going to make 2, and we'll eat them through the day too. And then plums. You could also use peaches or pears, just whatever kind of fruit you wanted. Some sugar. I've got some coarse sugar, so I'm going to use that. And then honey, and that's all you need. So you're going to thaw your pastry if you did like I did and bought it, according to directions, or make your own. Using a sharp knife or an ulu, one of those little knives. Cut pastry into 2-inch squares and place on greased or parchment-lined baking sheet. Prick pastry with a fork to prevent it from puffing up too much while cooking, and then you just lay your plum slices on pastry, leaving a slight border or perhaps about 1/4 of an inch around the edges. You don't have to be that precise, though. You'll see how easy it is. Sprinkle lightly with sugar and bake at 425 degrees for 25 minutes or until golden brown, and drizzle with honey just before you serve it. You could leave the honey off. You could make them smaller. You could make them larger. It's just such an easy recipe once you have the gist of it, which I just told you. You can do anything you would like. So let's see if we can, maybe, I don't know if my book will stay there or not. Maybe it will if I move that. That was what I was holding my place. Let's get our pastry and we'll just start cutting it. I'll go ahead and cut it, and then we'll do I've got plums, but you could do whatever you want. And you don't, when you tell somebody how to make something, you want to give really precise directions for the recipe. But a recipe that's this simple, you can see, you could just make it, as big, like I said, or as small as you would like it to be. So that's about what size I'm come up with today. And again, we will just enjoy these through the rest of the day. Matt and I'll enjoy them this morning. I might even take Granny one and make a few different sizes, so if somebody just wants a bite. What you need, Matt?
I'm just watching what you're doing.
I think Matt's working on making him some coffee. He's, of course, already drunk some coffee. I might have to get me another pan out. Get another pan. And then I'm going to go ahead and just do the part of pricking them, and that's just so that they don't puff up to so much. They puff some, but you wouldn't want them to puff up to the point that they throw your plums off or whatever fruit you're using. Granny has a plum tree. It's never really done good because most of the time a late frost will get it. It blooms out, little crazy things. What's a big thing now? Blooms out. Me and Matt had one too, and it done it every year. It would bloom out just beautiful. Ours never got very big, but it would bloom out just beautiful in about February, and then it would, it'd get bit. A hard frost would just kill it, kill back any kind of fruit that was about to be on it. And that's what happens to Granny's most of the time. Interestingly, though, Granny grew hers herself from a plum seed, plum pit, whatever you call them. But it's just not the best variety for our area, I guess. You don't hear about many plum trees in our areas. Now, there are wild plums in the mountains of Appalachia, but I don't know of any right here where I'm at. And I didn't even turn the oven on, so I better go do that. Okay, got that one done. Now it's just a matter of cutting your plums. I had, of course, had to buy these, and they are, I hope, good. I don't know. I hope they'll be good. They smell pretty good. And then as far as slicing them, you just, again, personal preference. I would probably go pretty thin though, at least the first time you make them. I gotta try a bite and see if it's any good. So-so, not the best, but not terrible. Then it's just a matter of just laying them. You know, you can make them look real pretty, lay them like that. If you had a smaller one, I did that one pretty thick. So you can see how these would be really pretty if you, you know, really dainty looking. They're tasty though too. Of course, puff pastry, you know, if you're a pastry kind of person like I am, you love that. I'll put that one. And then, once they're like that, then you can just take some of that, if you got, just plain sugar would work too, but if you got some coarse sugar, just sprinkle it along the edges there. As much or as little as you want, or you could just skip it too. So got that one done. I haven't ever used them, but I think this would be really pretty with, also, well, you'd use apple, of course, but I think it'd be really pretty with like berries. If you, I don't know, they might weep on you and get all over the pastry, but I don't know, that'd be tasty though. Who cares if they did, right? That's a big old piece. We'll put it over there. I'm about out of plums. I'm gonna have to cut another one. And we'll sprinkle these with sugar. Oh, there's our oven. That's good. I left one out. I only give one of them one. I bet all of you were saying, Tipper, you've left that one out. I'll just put 3 on that one. There you go. Since I left you out, I'll give you 3. I'll pop these in the oven. About to picked up the knife too. Pop these in the oven, kind of clean my mess up, eat the rest of those plums that I've left here. I might save some of them for Ira though. He loves fruit. And check on my grits. I need to make sure that I don't need to add any more water. Clean up a little bit and then we'll be ready to eat. So I just got them out of the oven. Don't they look pretty? I got mine a little too done because I went off down in the basement and started fooling with my laundry instead of staying up here on top of what I was doing. But don't they look pretty? You see how the plums just kind of seep down into the middle? I'm going to get some honey and put over them so that that's the last step. And you really don't even need to do the honey if you don't want to, because of course we've got that sugar on it. But don't they look lovely? You're getting hungry, I know.
Like a hound dog pup, I'm hanging around what's going on.
Yeah.
At some point I'll get to eat some of it.
I about burned our tarts. I went off down in the basement and started worrying about my laundry, folding clothes and putting in clothes, and should have been up here paying attention. They look good though, don't they?
What is that, plums?
Yeah.
Where'd we get plums?
I had to buy them. It's such a pretty, they're tasty, but it's so pretty too. You can see like if you were doing something special for your friends or your family or whatever. I guess that's enough honey. Okay, what do you think? Looks good?
It's real good to me.
And we do put, people think it's an abomination, but we put sugar and butter in our grits. And that's how I grew up doing it. I have a video where we did rice like that too. White rice. We would eat rice with sugar and butter in it, like a cereal like this. Mm-hmm. Is that how you think the grits are? They're good.
Fantastic. Ain't they?
Very, very good. I'm going to try one of the tarts though. You can hear how Hear how crunchy they are. Even though I got them a little bit too done, they're still good, ain't they? Not too bad.
Well, they're mighty good. If it was any better, I'd have to leave.
I'll get one of the little plums. So good with that honey on it. And so flaky. I've already made a mess. That's what I've done.
My goodness, that's good.
Matt went out and made him some coffee with his French press on the porch.
It was mighty good with this.
Yeah, it does. And the tarts go good with the grits, don't they?
You did good.
Well, thanks. Thank you very much. I think you're easy to please too, though. You like to eat.
Well, I ain't so backwards. I don't know good food from not good food, and this is good food.
Well, thank you very much.
As is all
Kind of
everything you cook.
Well, thank you. Kind of a late breakfast, but maybe worth waiting on breakfast
Oh, yeah.
too. It's really good. I hope you enjoyed seeing how to make one of the easiest recipes in mine and Jim's cookbook. I'll put the information below if you'd like to pick up a copy. You can find out more about the grits. Go to their website and you can find out more. I'll put that link in the description below too. If you was to buy something from them, tell them Kim and Tipper sent you. That would be good. Because that's how I learned about it, was from Kim, and now if you've never heard of them, you've learned about it from me. So really, really good. We're always glad when you stop by to help us celebrate Appalachia.
Gracious. Best grits I've ever put in my mouth.
They're really good, ain't they?
Oh, yeah.
Really, really good. Delicious.